I'm live. Yay. I think I'm live now. I hope so. Okay, the counter looks good. Hi guys, it's SpringRae back with another video. I'm going to turn my camera this way so you won't see what I've been watching on um, Netflix and YouTube. So, do my shades first. These even still fit. These are dirty. Yeah, so I just wanted to come on live because I felt like uh, I didn't feel like making a video and doing all that video editing. Um, and I haven't been live in a while. So wanted to talk about a couple of things, um, random things. One of the things would be I finally saw Black Panther 2 and wanted to talk about that with little no spoilers because I don't like spoilers. Just I guess I'll start by rating the movie. Where are my glasses? I used to wear these all the time, y'all. Anyway, Black Panther. What can I say about Black Panther 2? It was so I guess everyone already knows it's gonna be sad because Chadwick, of course, he's not in this movie. And just thinking about like how things would be if he were to be in the second movie, I think that's where I'm just like, oh, probably would have been awesome, but that's okay. So Black Panther 2, it centered more around his sister in the movie Shuri, and I will say I will give this movie because it was good. It was a good movie. But I'm the type of person I always like the original. Whatever any movie is, I usually like the original movie the best, or like the first movie is just. And if it has a sequel, the first is always going to be the better one for me. That's just how I am. So yeah. So first Black Panther movie was the best. I will say that I enjoyed Black Panther 2 because it had a strong female lead, like presence. You will feel the presence of female power in this movie. I don't think there are some male roles, but I mean they were very minor when it came to like the females that were represented in the movie. So I did appreciate that. Um, love the acting, all the actors, actresses, they were all on it for their parts. And just, with them experiencing too the loss of Chadwick, I feel like they all, you know, they did a really great job with this movie because I feel like it would be really hard to do the filming without him being there. Like that's got to hit hard for them. So I appreciated the movie from that standpoint. Um, I would also say that, my girl Denai Guerrera, hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but most of you all would know her from, what's that? Oh, The Walking Dead. That's where y'all would know her from. She was amazing. Who else was good? I really liked Lupita. She was great in the movie. And I also loved Angela Bassett. Oh my gosh, she was beautiful. She looked beautiful. She looked like I had to ask my friends. I was like, "How old is she?" Because she looked in the movie like she might have been 40, like in her 40s, like flawless skin in the movie, flawless. And I think she's like 60 something. So, I was impressed by her, but also her acting. Like she did a phenomenal job. Shuri did amazing for her to have like the main lead role in this movie, and just having the just having to take I forget the actress's her real name, but just having to walk in the footsteps of Chadwick Boseman. That's a huge order to fill. That's not easy. So I think she did an amazing job. um the actor, he's new to me. I don't know him from other movies. But the one that played Namor, the one that played the villain in this movie, He did a wonderful job in his role as well. Like he really was in that role to be the villain, and he did an excellent job. Um, yeah. So overall, I guess I would give the movie a between a seven out of 10. I think 7 or 8 out of 10. Um, just because again it's the sequel, and like for a sequel to beat the first movie, it has to be like immaculately amazing for me. Otherwise it's just like, okay, well, because there's not as much surprise. You've already been introduced to the characters, so you know them. And it's like that element of surprise, and I think that's why I rated this movie a little bit lower, because um, it reminded me of all other movies in the Marvel universe, where it's like you have the good side and the bad side, and they have a battle, and then eventually, that battle ends. And that's how I felt like this movie was. It kind of went along with that pattern of things. And again, not to give away spoilers, but I felt like in this one, like it was just like the battle ended suddenly. So I don't know. I was just expecting a little more storyline, just a little more. And I know there's only so much you can fit in movies. And this one, I will give it credit. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes, but some of that time was used up by a whole bunch of trailers for other movies. Like I feel like we sat through about 20 minutes in the very beginning just watching previews. Sorry, I said trailers. Previews from other movies. But overall, Black Panther 2 is great. You should go see it. I would recommend going to see it in theaters. It's action packed, and it's a good movie. And what else can I say? Oh yeah, stay till the end of the credits, because there's a surprise scene after that, it was good. Um, I know I saw online some people were saying like, will there be a Black Panther 3? Don't really know. Do I feel like there needs to be one? Uh Only if they connect it to more of the like Marvel universe. And um I would love to see a Black Panther movie where like more people, not having the people of Wakanda go into, on American soil. I would love to see Americans come. Like we need to get out of the US. Let's see some other areas. So I would love to see more of what Wakanda has to offer as like its own country. So I think if they ever did a third movie, I would not want it to be them going over to the US. I would want like other Marvel characters going into the world of Wakanda a little even more, because in this second movie we saw more of like the people out in like the actual city, and not just in that one building where the main characters live in Wakanda, like the queen and the, I guess, royal court, so call it. So yeah. Do I think there needs to be a third one? There could be. They left it. I mean, I feel like they left this movie for the chance that there could be either a third Black Panther movie, or for a uh like another Marvel universe movie. So, especially with Namor, the villain, like I feel like there's more. I don't know if they may even give him. I feel like the actor did such a good job. Like I remember when the movie first came out, that people were very impressed by his acting. So they might give him his own movie. I don't know for sure. We'll see if that happens. So yeah. So that was that. What else did I say I was going to talk about before going to bed tonight? I kind of forgot. Oh gosh. Okay, I talked about the movie. Oh, well, Thanksgiving holiday, of course. Got to talk about food. So, my Thanksgiving was awesome. Spent it with a lot of family. Um, we always have a lot of fun with like just, not besides eating, like we had tons of food. Uh, Let me see if I can name most of it. Bear with me. Turkey, gravy, greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, cornbread casserole, salad, lasagna, beef and chicken lasagna, baked. I don't know how my aunt did this. She baked she put like chicken on one half and then ground beef on the other half. I don't, and I guess she baked it together. I don't know, but we had both. So that was different. Usually she just does beef, but I guess we have so many family members that are kind of getting away from beef, lasagna, beef, anything, bread, meat. They're getting away from that. So I guess she decided to also do some chicken in there. But anyway, so we had the lasagna, we had tunnel fudge cake, we had, I think there were coconut pies. I never saw them because I don't eat coconut pies. There was, I believe, sweet potato pie, chocolate pie. I brought salted caramel brownies. I brought popcorn for when we started playing games, like several different kinds of popcorn. Gosh, I know I'm missing other stuff. Oh, my aunt brought chitlins for some people to eat. I didn't eat any because they weren't fried. If they were, I would have. Um, was that all? That was enough. But I'm pretty sure I'm missing. Oh, there was cheesecake for dessert. Um, Anything else? I believe there was stuffing, but like there was too much. I mean, not that it was too much, but I mean there was so much that I feel like I miss items because I ran out of space on the plate that I used. And then I was being considerate of how much I was eating, just to not be too stuffed because that's all my family likes to do when we get together is eat. And like we're constantly eating, even after dinner, we're like snacking on whatever's in the kitchen all throughout the night. So I was just like, okay, for dinner, I'm not going to eat too heavy because I'm still going to be eating other stuff like while we play games, stuff like that. So it was really fun. Saw all of my family. Um, we played games like apples to apples. I taught some cousins how to play Mancala. I used to pronounce it Mancala, but most people pronounce it Mancala. Um, my uncle brought a karaoke machine, so there was some karaoke singing going on. And was that it? Uh, oh, we played Pit. If you have never played Pit before, you don't know what you're missing. Pit is amazing. Um, it involves getting like matches. It's like it's like Go Fish, but like an adult version of Go Fish, and like you keep track of points with each round, and it is complete chaos. Like it's probably one of the loudest games you could ever play, but I promise you, it is so much fun. If you have not bought Hit or have never played before, you need to get this game. And not, I don't know, the game lately that I've seen in stores, it's like not the game that I purchased like years ago. The one I purchased came with like a bell included. I don't know if the games now that I see in stores, I don't think it's not like the original. They may have it online. Check it out online on Amazon, see if they carry it. I don't know. But I have not seen it in stores anymore because I was gonna buy it for some other people for a gift, but I could never find it. I found like a deck of cards, so I don't know if that's like an updated game, but you need the original Pit game. It is wonderful. Um, can be dangerous too if you're heavy handed. So we played Pit, karaoke. We didn't do charades this time. That's one of the things that we usually do during like our family gatherings. We usually do charades and possibly like a debate or two on different topics, for fun. But we didn't do that this year. Um, and then, of course, my uncles, they like to watch the football games that come on. Tradition for me, I like to at least just see bits and pieces of the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. You know, that usually happens like while we're having breakfast in the morning. So I didn't catch all of it, but I caught some performances. I saw Mariah Carey's performance and wasn't impressed because she just stood there. and she was holding an umbrella, which I didn't connect that to anything. I don't know. It's just the performance was lackluster for Mariah Carey standards, and she wasn't even singing. She was, lip syncing. So, and she stood in one spot. Like I was just like that. Honestly, I feel like that was probably one of the most like the worst performances that I have seen her do, because she wasn't really performing. It's literally her standing there, not singing, and just kind of moving her mouth, and yeah, that's all. So, so that was that. Overall, Thanksgiving wonderful. Always great to see my family. Moving on from that, let's talk. I think one more topic. I will come back again another night because it's getting late. Um, I haven't talked about K-pop a lot, and it is one of the things that I find interesting, but at the same time, I said I wanted to move away from it a little bit. Like, not fully. I like talking about it, but also I want to be able to talk about other things on my channel. So, yeah, but I still like to do reviews of the K-pop videos. I think what draws me to K-pop music is the creativity in the music videos, the colorfulness, the angles that you get in K-pop music videos. And it just so happened that tonight, I guess the video dropped for Red Velvet, like birthday. I think it's birthday or birthday party video drop. So I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I definitely don't feel like doing a video, like editing a video for this. So I was like, I'll just get on live and talk about it. So, so yeah. So I watched the video pretty much all the way through, most of it. And I would say I was not impressed. Um, I don't know. I guess I'm not that big of a Red Velvet fan. However, for some reason, they were like one of the ones that I downloaded like years ago before I was heavily interested in K-pop. It might have been around the same time that I downloaded I Got a Boy by um, Girls' Generation, that I also downloaded uh, the song Ice Cream Cake by Red Velvet. And I thought that song was awesome. It was double entendres thrown in there. Um, but just the song quality was just good. It was smooth. It ran well. It had a nice beat. It was catchy. I love that song. I still listen to that song, even though I'm not a Red Velvet fan. Why am I not a Red Velvet fan? And then I'll get back to the whole video that I just watched. Um, I believe that who you associate yourself with says a little bit about you. And one of the members, I can't be cool with them at all. She's been called out, for the video she made. Like, there's prejudice, then there's racism. And I just feel like what she did, I don't know. And when I say she, Wendy, I can't say that like 100% it, like the correct definition would be racism, but what she did stereotypes us as Black people. And that's what I did not appreciate from her. And just the fact that and this is recorded. I see a lot of fans saying, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I have a problem with people stereotyping my race. I have a problem with that. And I mean, it is an issue. And for her to have the platform that she has, even back then, I mean, now I'm pretty sure she has an even bigger platform because Red Velvet's been around for a while. But I just feel like it was just not there was never a time and a place that was appropriate. Just the things that she was doing. I mean, it was mocking. It was a mockery, and it was her idea of what Black people are like. And I'm just like, I wonder how many black friends Wendy actually has over in South Korea, if we're being real about it. So it's just like, how would you even know? Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I haven't really heard any of her bandmates come out and say that that was wrong. And people claim that she's apologized for it, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I don't really those apologies. I take them, what is that terminology, with a grain of salt, because I just don't buy it. Like some of the and that's, again, that's going into a little bit of why I am distancing myself a little bit from K-pop, because of the continuous uh racist stuff that I see. And it has distanced me from wanting to travel to South Korea. They have a big issue with colorism over there, and that needs to be solved. Like, until I could feel good about, giving money to travel. I mean, I'll be honest, you know, I was interested in BTS. I supported BTS even before they became big here in the US. I was a very big fan of theirs, and I did support them. I bought merchandise from, what is it, Weverse, whatever. But even some of the stuff they said, I do have an issue with, and it's like, I can't stand when fans try to defend them for when they say things that are hurtful um, to the black race. And it's often tied in with this whole colorist ideology over there. And to me, it's very sad. And I'm going off on a tangent, I know. But I do have to say this. It's sad that I almost feel like some people, I can't speak for all South Koreans, but I will say that some of them truly believe, because I've seen a video on this where a popular South Korean vlogger, I love her, hint, hint, her vlog, but coming out and saying that, like, you're naturally a certain skin color, and trying to promote that as how Koreans naturally look, I think is very I don't want to say damaging, but it's just, to me, it's concerning, because it's spreading a false, like false. I don't know if you consider it false narrative, because um, I know that if most Koreans go stand out in the sun, they are going to get a tan. Just like myself, as a black person, I'm light skinned, but I can definitely get darker than I am now. It's winter time. I haven't been out, and I work from home. I haven't been out in a while, but I can definitely get a good tan. Probably need to get one soon. But I don't like when people are just like, "Oh yeah, this is my natural skin tone," when they've covered themselves in, like, what, they've stayed out of the sun purposely to, like, take all the melanin out of their skin, and then using all types of face whitening products, whatever they use over there, to say that that's your natural skin color. I don't buy it, and I hope other people don't either, even though more people are gullible to believing what people say, especially if they have a great, huge platform. So that's why I say that's concerning. And anyway, I went down the rabbit hole with that one. But um, yeah, so back to Red Velvet. I think that's where we were going with this. Red Velvet. Oh yeah, Wendy being racist. Ha. So that's why I really don't, you know, I'm just not cool with the group after that, and I don't really go out of my way to listen to their music. But I did, like I said, I was on YouTube, and YouTube recommends me stuff. I still watch other K-pop groups. So this video for birthday party just aired, and what I can say from that is that I didn't like it. And a consensus from Twitter looks like Everybody else is in agreement with me on this one. I feel like when I started watching it, I was like, my first thought after like a minute was, how old are these girls? Because I was like, Red Velvet's been around for a little while now, and I went and looked up ages, and like they have a range of ages, but I think some of them they're in their late 20s. And one of the first things I noticed was that the video was like that childish kind of video, and it was almost to the point where it kind of made me uncomfortable because I don't know, it's kind of like how a lot of men are, like, they can be attractive to a lot of Asian women because of, like, they do the aggio, and then they do like these, like, they dress up. They're already tiny, so they're already short, and then like dressing in like kids wear almost. It kind of was, for me, it was a little uncomfortable because I was just like, okay, but y'all aren't children, and yet in this video the song was childish, and their concept was childish. They had all these like stuffed animals they were carrying around, and then they're in like kid outfits, like teeny bopper outfits, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? Because like you go from singing Ice Cream Cake to this, and like Ice Cream Cake, if you didn't know, came out several years ago. So I'm like, why are y'all aging, like trying to age backwards? Because the concept was throwing me off. It looked like something that New Jeans should be doing, rather than New Jeans singing Cookie, which I can't stand that song. Very inappropriate. So it was kind of like, I don't know if they needed to switch like producers or something, but I felt like they even looked like New Jeans, like a young girl group in this video, and it just wasn't that great. Like, I don't know. I wasn't impressed by anything. There was nothing memorable. Um, it was colorful, and like I said, I appreciate K-pop videos for how they angle certain shots. That's what makes the videos look, I don't want to say better than they really are, but hey, like if you make things look better by angles, like certain angles. So yeah. So overall, I give that video 3 out of 10. I just don't feel like it's memorable. Although I did put out online that I could see it being used as like a Chuck E. Cheese, a Chuck E. Cheese birthday song. Because kids go to Chuck E. Cheese to celebrate the birthday. So I said, oh, they could use the song, but not only that, they could use the video too. Because like I said, the video is for like, it looks like it's for children. So, yeah, but that's enough about Red Velvet. And then last thing, K-pop world, so much better to talk about is Namjoon's album, RM, Junie, Junie Bay, Junie Bean, Junie Bear, Junie Flower, June Flower, whatever you want to call him. He's amazing. He is my favorite BTS member, bias, always has been. I think the most attractive thing about him for me is his brain and how he thinks. But he's also good looking too. But I think, there's a lot of good looking men, but that looks are not everything for me. Cause like if I could choose someone else besides Namjoon, I think the next BTS member that I would be attractive to would be Jungkook. But also, the other thing is, I step back a little bit because they are a little bit younger than me. So it kind of gets weird. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, baby. They're all babies compared to me. But yeah, Jungkook is he's attractive. But sometimes, like, for example, Jungkook, his mind, I'm like, where'd you go? Where'd you go, JK? In that moment, you see the videos, the memes where he's just like in his own little world. So I do think I am attracted to Namjoon, just his brain and just how immediately he can just come out with some of the like deepest thoughts, and yeah, so that's what I appreciate. And he has his album coming out in like 2 or 3 days. So excited about that. Mono. I listened to that thing on repeat, and it was at a time when I felt like I was able to appreciate every track because like nobody bothered me. So with this album dropping, I want literally when I get it in my hands, I've already ordered it. When it gets here, I want no one to come in between me and that album because I'm gonna be enjoying it to the fullest. And he has some good artists, it looks like, that are helping him out on the album. Erica Badu, which it seems like a lot of people are not familiar with Erica Badu. She is a very famous African American R&B singer here in America. She's one of the greats. Very I don't know what the like positive word for this to have a positive connotation, but out there thinking, out there, very unique style in her music. But she's very popular, especially for 90s, I would say, music. So if you have not listened to some Erica Badu, um, Love of, oh, wait, let me make sure I'm thinking the right artist. Love of My Life. She sings that song. That's really good. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back. You better hurry up or you gon' miss your. She sings that song as well. And a whole bunch of other songs. Those are just some of her popular ones that she sings. So she's going to be on the album, Anderson Pack, and then a whole bunch of other artists that I'm not familiar with. I believe all the other artists are South Korean artists. I could be wrong, but I didn't recognize them. So I'm so excited about Namjoon's album coming out, and I wish him all the best of luck with that. So I'm going to end the stream here because it's already been 30 minutes and almost time for me to go to bed. Um, Last thing I'll introduce is my small Christmas tree. If you can see, kind of by, you really still can't tell how big it is. It is not, I cannot hold this in one of my hands. It is actually much bigger than that. I'm just a little further up from it, so it looks smaller. But this is my baby Christmas tree. It's easier to set up. So I started with this one first and I fluffed it out. That's literally the most time it takes, really, with setting up the tree when you have the artificial ones, is to, well, real ones too, is to fluff it out and make sure your goal is to make sure that there's no gaps in the tree. So you can't just fluff everything out one way, guys. You got to make sure you cover up the holes. There is a process. And yeah, there's a way to do this. So this is the smaller one. My other tree, the main tree, I'm actually putting in my loft area in my home, but you can see it from down here. So yeah, that one's not quite up all the way yet because I was fluffing out the bottom part and then I got tired. So I got to go back and do the rest. But yeah, if I ever eventually like get my home clean enough to do a walkthrough, I would love to do one. I really wanted to do one like earlier during the summertime, and that didn't happen. And it was just like, I feel like it never gets clean. I have too much stuff. That's part of the issue. So once I get things cleaned up to where it's not embarrassingly, it's not even like my house is dirty. It's just junky. There's just too much junk and crap in it that I need to find new homes for. Once it gets back to a decent shape, I will definitely be actually making a video to share. Because I really want to make a video where people can see how it is to live in the South. I don't think you see too many videos of people, really truly living and enjoying living in the southern areas of the country, of the US. Um, and I think the area I live in is pretty cool. It's slower, but there are things to do and you can have your car. So, um, in space, like you have plenty of space here. Cause let me tell you, I saw some of those New York vlogs. I love seeing them to see how creative people are with turning a studio apartment into like three functional spaces. I think that's really cool. But not gonna lie, I love my space here in the South, and I just love having room. to do whatever I want to do in my own home. So that video is coming. I would say that's going to be a New Year's goal for me. I will try to have it up. That's going to be my New Year's goal, is to try and have up a tour of my home. And I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but it'll be coming soon. So look out for that. All right, I'm signing off because it's getting late and I really don't have a bedtime, but I need to start going to bed earlier and not staying up all night videoing and watching YouTube. So I'm signing out. Bye, guys.